thing I have ever experienced in my life. I got fired from working at Red Robin for doing that. When did we get to bury him in a thing and jerk off on him, though? I'd say I can take on 311. And he clicks the button, and he just listens to him and busting him the fuck out. This is the weirdest theory I've ever heard in my entire life. Well, in a lot of ways, Big Boy's never left. He is a pedophile. I agree. He will tell you I'm a bad driver, but there's no evidence for that. I have been convicted and I'm deep, and then, dude, people fall for absolute monsters on a regular basis.
Hey guys, welcome to the Two Hippies, One Drunk podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in again. If you are looking to help us grow the podcast and continue to do what we do, there are a couple ways you can do that. Cash donations are always very much appreciated. We couldn't be doing this without your help, and every little bit counts. Another way you can help us is by reviewing us and rating us 5 stars on iTunes. This massively increases our visibility and helps people find us. Lastly, another way you can help us is by subscribing to our Two Hippies One Drunk Facebook page and sharing our short videos that we've been making. We release content every day, and it's a great way of interacting with us and helping us grow. All right, with that, let's kick off the show for this week. I just got to say real quick, we've been just butchering this one we were doing on the road.
Oh, sorry about that. Jesus Christ.
And I just
I think I can hear you guys talk a little bit
for the first time.
Now I can't hear you guys. God damn it. Hello?
Can you hear us?
Hello?
Yeah.
Let me do this.
Yeah, hello.
God damn it.
I don't know what's happening with
Yeah.
I figured he was going to have to do this.
Yeah. And here we are.
Just sitting here.
Yep.
This is the floppy dick ending we needed.
This sucks.
Oh man.
He's coming back? I heard a noise.
I think he's coming back. There he is.
Right,
let's let him back in. Shall we? And then unmute him.
Jeez Louise.
Can you hear us now?
I can hear you really good, actually.
Okay,
this is all my fault. For if you haven't explained it to people, this is all my fault for not charging my iPad soon enough. So
we've spent nothing but the past minute.
We really just sat in the silence.
That's warranted. That's warranted. So I for this week, it's my job to host this week's episode here, and I actually wish I had. So what I said I was going to do, I'll say this first. So what I said I was going to do is I have a bunch of. When I first started doing comedy, I did not. These kids these days always write them on their phones and shit. I wrote in notebooks, full-on notebooks, legitimately, even though my handwriting's terrible and stuff like that. And so I still have a bunch of them. The one I wish I would have had for a long time, I was keeping legit track of my sets, where they were, when they were, and what jokes I told. And what sucks is I kept that one for a long time.
What was the point of that one?
For one, 2 reasons. One, I never liked the idea of telling the exact same jokes at the exact same show anytime. Even though, like, a lot of times you're talking like, oh, I'm at Crunchies in Lansing, or for our, ones that we know, like Sunday Night Funnies. Even though I wouldn't be there for a month later, and there's no chance that every single person's there, and lots of people do the same stuff. But I never wanted to have the exact same set at every show, even if I hadn't been there in a month. It didn't mean I couldn't have a same joke, but it just means I didn't want to do the exact same set.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I get that. I would do the same.
And the other thing was, I think the point of it was, in general, I just thought it'd be cool to have a list. There are some comics there are famous ones I know that have had everything written down, like that they've done. I think I forget who. I swear to God, I'm trying to think of some of them. There is one. I know there's a comic famously that I think is written down like every Seinfeld for sure. If you ever pay attention to Seinfeld like fucking treats his shit like it's like he's going to the office. Yeah. Like he has like Word Excel shits and like folders and jokes that don't work, jokes that do work, jokes that he's done with, jokes that he's tried to stuff like that. He's like a fucking nerd about it. I know that. Yeah. I don't know if he's written every set down, but with that book, I lost it at one point. And like, I never got momentum again. Like I have one over here, I think that I tried. But yeah, I have one over here where I tried to start doing it again. But because I like lost the first one, I just never got the momentum going. Although I got a decent amount in here. Man, I got
page after page.
Yeah,
It's a
like I mean,
rating.
here Thursday, July 20th, 2017, at the
You
Canton
dated them and everything. All right.
at the Canton Brewery. I see. This is what's a bummer is like I started telling a joke on the road, and Scott really liked it. This shows how old that joke is, though. 33-year-old still sleeping in a twin bed. That's from 2017. That's
When
5
you were
years.
33.
Yeah.
Yes,
33.
yes, 5 years ago. Almost.
Although I will say, as each year passes, the joke gets funnier because now you are a
Yeah,
38-year-old.
That is true. In that
Yeah.
sense, it's true. In that sense, it's true.
60. God, that kills.
And then let's see what else I had here.
Like, what, are you
Kids.
living in a hospice at that point?
Right.
Yeah, with bunk beds. What the fuck is happening to you?
Trying to think, what is this? I can't even. And the problem is another problem is sometimes I can't read my writing. So what is this? That was joke number 1. Joke number 2 was kids having. Oh, the idea. So I had this idea for a long time that the idea of having kids is conceited because it's like, look, it's been done. We don't need them anymore. There's too many people already. And who do you think you are to feel that you're so good that we need your sperm, your spawn? Like unless you're like a rocket scientist or a athlete or a musician, who are you to think that we need another one of you?
What if you look really fucking good? What if you're extremely
That would count, I think. That would count. But like the fat dude and the fat dude working at the Burger King, like no offense, like that guy. Yeah, I need to have a kid.
For his social economic status.
I mean, the thought that I would say that like 80% of the people that have kids, they're not needed. They're not good enough to be reproducing.
But this is the problem with kids is that I feel like the general way it goes most of the time is you didn't necessarily mean to have a kid. And then
True.
you know what? Actually, I'm blessed. Actually, I'm happy about this. And you just really commit to that.
That's true. That's true. And I would say if
you made a mistake.
No.
I agree. And I would respect that. Another thing I think I thought on this
committing to the bit on a pathological level.
Yeah, to an insane level where it's like before the kid didn't want kid. Had a kid, I have to want this kid.
Right. And the other thing I think and I will say this, like my answer would be, for one, if you really want to like raise something, there are a shitload of kids up for adoption. Help save a kid's life, man. Make a kid, give a kid a better, give a kid a better life than a fucking, than a fucking foster home, and then eventually just out at 18 and
that's true.
And I always think it's funny when religious people, man, especially, but people that do like vitro infertilization shit, you'll get religious people that will do that, and they'll be like, I just want to have a kid so bad. And then they do it. It's like, it's a blessing. I'm able to get it through this scientific way. And I'm like, how about you be a fucking Christian and adopt a kid? And fucking like, like, why do
you have babies you could get?
I'm just amazed you could pronounce in vitro fertilization.
I know. I am too. Wow. I'm gonna mention this because you said that. I just finished, and this will mean something to you guys because I bought the book, and either both of you read it or you watched the movie and Scott had read it, and I bought the book on the trip. But I just finished Insomnia? No.
Intensity. Yeah.
And there is a girl, I told this to Amy when I did the podcast with her, but the main girl and character in the thing, her name is China, but it's spelled like Chyna. And
like the wrestler.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, sure. But when I first read it, as you guys learned how I am on the road, like if I see a city or street name, I just like say something. And even if it's wrong, that's just how it is in my head. And it looked like Cynthia to me. And when I was reading the book, I would pronounce it 2 different ways in my head as I was going through the book, even though it's clearly China. It's not Cynthia. But like, it's not that close. I think I'm probably spelling it wrong when I'm telling it to you guys.
No, I'm sure you're spelling it right. How else would you spell China?
Okay, yeah. So, but I see that, and I saw Cynthia at first, and I've never was able to fix it throughout like the 300 pages of the book. I just kept seeing it and thinking it said Cynthia and not China. Anyway, so I did this thing about kids, which I think, like I said, to this day I agree with that. Most of you don't need to be having them. If they're mistakes, then own up to it, and that's fine. But the people I'm talking about that are like, I want to father a child. you're not good enough to father a child.
You're not good enough.
So wait, do you think people should be talking about kids like addicts in AA? Just like, yeah, you know what? I fucked up. I made amends.
Yes, and like I said, I think that it's conceited.
Apology.
I think that's okay. I think if you say, "Hey, we weren't trying to have a kid, but we're gonna make the best of it."
Every person you meet is just like, "I'm sorry, I had kids."
I found a higher power since then. Like,
yeah. I'm a better person now. I know I did have kids.
But like I said, the main kind of gist of the thing was the idea of who do you think you are, and I think you're conceited for thinking that you're worthy of reproducing, and most likely you're not, in my opinion.
I feel like
go ahead.
Of reproducing, just gotta dump a load in a girl, like, and have it, take.
Yeah.
It's not really like a worthy thing.
So it's funny when I go through this, right? So when I go through this, I wasn't planning on going to the actual set listing here. Now the problem is, I will say, is like that things will have, like, if I go like that week, I did those things, and then I did on Monday, I did a different set, but like I do have obviously same jokes, but they're at different places. I just always didn't want to do the same venue. Right, exactly. God, this one's Soggy Bottom and Flint. Holy shit, I haven't thought about some of this. There used to be a place in Flint that I would go to called the Soggy Bottom to do comedy, and it was never good.
No,
it doesn't sound like
that sounds more like a daycare than a bar.
An upsetting daycare that you should not get your kids to. I mean, the level that you both hate children.
Yeah.
The Soggy Bottom.
I should say I do not hate children, by the way. I just have really...
Okay, then don't send your kid to Soggy Bottom.
Yeah.
I was going to say Eric hates parents. That's different.
Yeah, I don't hate... Yeah.
Oh,
God, so, by the way, I have no idea.
You are so quiet, Eric.
I'm quiet?
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't think
you're not. Is it my
it's your
headphones?
headphones.
Okay.
Because so this place, this was my set. Now we're just going over a set list I did. But I don't even remember these first two jokes. I just said like back Sove, S-O-V-E. So whatever that is. And then I said I don't like saying hi. I think
I don't like saying hi.
I think that was something that came up on the way there, and I kind of quote unquote wrote it on the way there. And then I have a bunch of jokes that you already know. I'm trying to go through these now. It's kind of funny. I purposely...
I'm gonna say you saying that. I hate people that say hi to people preempted. Like if I'm walking into a Meijer or something and the greeter says hello, fine, I'll interact. Somebody who goes up to just random strangers they're walking by and say hello to them. I hate that. I think I know what that was. Like I used to have a bit that I would do for a while when it was like the idea of going to McDonald's, and I don't care. They don't need to pretend to be nice to me at the McDonald's. I mean, I don't want them to say, what the fuck you... I actually wouldn't even care about that. Like, what the fuck you want? Like, that'd be fine with me. That'd be pretty dope. Okay.
I think that seems like normal for a person working. When it's 3 a.m. and I'm coming back home from the bar, or 1 a.m, I'm driving back from like a comedy show, and they're like, "Oh, how are you doing this evening?" It's like, shut up. You don't care. I know you don't care, and I don't care. We don't have to play this game.
Yeah, I was gonna say Scott had
earlier this week. Yeah, no, I had because I made a post about it that I'm guessing Tyler must have seen. But which I
disagree with completely. By the way, the idea. What is your problem with the better of Dilbert? Like,
no. I had specifically. He's awful. He's not funny. But that wasn't what.
Okay, that's not true, but it's fine. Here, keep talking for a second.
Like, what if
you have to explain it to me? I forgot.
Was written by an incel? Wow, great concept for a comic. But anyway, no.
It's people. A lot of people like it. It's interesting that a lot of people like him, but whatever.
No. So I had a really great recent high experience of where I was going into a gas station in the hood. And some guy who was like clearly recently started working there, he's trying to make casual conversation. He goes, "Nice fucking day out, huh?" A lot of bitches.
What do you say after that?
What?
What do you say after nice fucking day out?
A lot of bitches.
A lot of bitches. Wait, he was working at the fast food restaurant?
No, he was at a gas station. He was the guy behind the counter at the gas station.
So
I thought
you're
you were
like
gonna
just
talk
in there
about the
buying a.
Taco Bell girl. Sorry.
So you're just in there buying like a Red Bull, and he goes, what did he say?
fucking
Like,
day out.
Nice fucking day out. And then he kind of paused, and I like kind of smiled. He goes, a lot of bitches.
a lot of bitches. What does that even? I mean, I know what it means, but like, irrelevant to like in relation to what? Like coming into the gas station.
And like, who's in
Like-
there? Like, was it just you in line, or was there a line of bitches? He was like making reference to.
No, and that is actually a very good point, Tyler, because that has been one of my obsessions that I know we've talked about before too, is the idea of like when you're out with a friend or something, be like, man, a lot of hot girls here. And it's just like, dude, there's like 50% women everywhere you go. And a lot of them are hot. A lot of them tend to be attractive.
Isn't there more? Isn't there more than 50%? Isn't it? Isn't it not?
Yeah, it might be
More women.
52, 53%. I see Eric is holding up. I've owned actually both of those as a child.
I like
You're a
Dilbert. He's
shit
funny.
yeah.
Once I became a man, I got rid of them. I threw them away.
They're funny. Dilbert's a funny dude. I mean, I haven't read him in a long time, but he's a funny guy. Office humor is funny to me. Lot of bitches. I don't know what that means.
It means there's a lot of bitches out.
Yeah.
And by the way, even if you decide he's not funny, he is worth what people are willing to pay him. And guess what? A lot of people buy Dilbert stuff. So that's what he's worth. So I don't understand what the problem is.
Okay,
He's
so
an artist.
my original post was about that every fast food worker should make more than the guy who writes Dilbert. Because a lot of people also buy hamburgers.
Yeah, but they don't own the company. He's the creator. He's an artist who created a product that
They
literally
call
still.
sandwich artists.
That's
They're
it.
all the same.
That's at Subway.
That's a Subway thing. And also fuck off with their sandwich artists.
What was this, dude? This is, you know what's funny here? I wrote something down here that I did in Ann Arbor. I know I remember like the concept of this, but I can't. Like reading it, I have no idea. I'm trying to think. Sarah and no. Oh, something about Sarah never getting dates. It was some Tinder joke, I think, or so. I can't even remember anymore. So I'm not even gonna go there because I do remember telling this, but I don't remember enough to tell you guys what it was about. But I know also that I said that people that have kids around the conceited line were selfish. I thought they were just selfish. Like I said, making new humans that we don't need. There's lots of ones out there, lots of used ones out there that could be helped.
Just buy you.
It's cheaper for you anyway, right?
The key to environment is reduce, reuse, recycle. So I mean, reuse those kids that are already there. Maybe I should rewrite that joke and use that line in there.
Kids being used. You're like a dirty old towel.
Oh, you know what?
The problem is with a lot of you really rolling the dice on people who choose to adopt other people's kids though, because you got child molesters, like they
True.
show up. You got good homes.
Well, I'm talking about the people that want kids. Hypothetically, the people that want kids and are going to be good kids or parents. I'm not.
Have you ever known anybody who's had I had grandparents on my dad's side who used to be like this, where it was really kind of almost borderline a slavery situation.
Dude,
It was we're gonna adopt some kids and they're gonna live in the basement and
I think
that money off the government from them.
I think they addressed this, and then I think they addressed that in the new season of Atlanta a little bit.
Yes, they did.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, they did. I think they did.
Haven't
That
seen
was-
it yet, but
It's
that's
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Check
No,
out
it was
there.
hilarious because it was these hipster women that are talking about making their own soap and shit, but they're adopting a bunch of black kids to think
Just
they look
be their little slaves. Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And by the way, as I'm saying this now, I remembered what this was. Remember there was an app called Sarah or something where it was something where people were supposed to be go in and make comments, and then
people
responded to them anonymously.
I remember that. I can't play.
There was definitely an app, and that's what I was making fun of, but I don't remember anymore. I wish I had it. I'd have to find it over here if I found it written out, because I used to try to write
Sarah written down.
Yeah, because that's just my set list. I didn't go into the actual jokes and stuff. Look at this. These, and let me say one more, and then I'll get into this. I know I'm going kind of crazy with this stuff, but I haven't looked at this stuff in so long. I used to also have this, and I stand by this, but I used to also have this idea that I would jerk off dudes for money, and why would it matter? Because it was like I do this already, the motion, and I know what dicks are. What's the difference?
There's
like,
a huge difference. Mine and yours. There's a world of difference.
How much?
And I would argue that other than my hand not being as feminine, I mean, I could start lotioning up and wearing product and stuff, but other than my hand not being as feminine, I'd be better at it than a chick because I know it, how the work it a little better, I think. So
you would really do your
job
job with passion. You would
yeah.
come in.
My I think I said on stage, I said if I charged say $100 a hand job, like
that's what
dude,
I'm saying. You go to a job, you're not trying your hardest.
Right. And the thing
really shouldn't be trying your hardest jerking off dicks, right?
But the thing is, like I said though, think about it. If you charge $100 per, you do 5 in a week. That's more than I make at a McDonald's. So
what would be your lowest amount? How much per?
I think it'd have to be at least 50. With gas prices, I was about to say 25, but with gas prices these days, I think I have to go up to 50.
No,
I think
it's coming to you. I imagine you're not driving the dicks, right?
I know, but I think that at least giving a hand job to one dude should be able to fill my tank up. I think that's a fair price.
Yeah, at least to get there and back. You got to travel to the dick.
Look
Here's
at this,
what
dude.
you do is you have them come into something, and then you run a side hustle where you're also like using the sperm for something.
Yeah. You can give it to sperm bank, like literally,
sperm bank's a lot better. Sperm.
Yes.
But you can open up your own sperm bank. You just gotta shove it in
Eric's
with it.
discount sperm bank.
Yeah, you come and leave with a baby.
Maybe I could do a thing where I'm like the go-between of the sperm bank. Like instead of them just going into the sperm bank. No, but instead of them just going to the sperm bank and in the room and I do it, which is more pleasurable for them because it's another person.
And you can aim better.
And it's not more pleasurable. I would rather jerk myself off than have you jerk me.
Well, there's only one way to find that out. But anyway, you can't know that for sure.
Yeah,
It sounds like a challenge.
Right.
Okay.
Wait, tune into next week when we find
out if Eric gives better hand jobs than Scott.
You and I both really like to be right about things. So even if I did enjoy it, I wouldn't acknowledge it.
It would be quite a it'd be
film it and then we'll see the tape and see
if
he's having a good time.
Dr. Ryan that you guys met invented like a thing that like can detect through eye blinking like whether you have a concussion or not. I'm sure you could have something that could detect whether we could go to like a CT scan and find out if you had pleasure during the situation.
Thing is like going off.
Oh no, there was
excuse. I know him. Like, well, of course you're jerking me off. I'm gonna enjoy it. Not specifically Eric doing it.
Yeah, no, I'd be stoned.
You'd have to have like a Scott jerking himself off, then Eric comes in and jerks you off.
and then compare the brain waves. Compare the brain waves.
Yeah.
What
is the factor in like doing a theory? It's like the
a hypothesis and then
like a word like for it's like an X Factor thing like where you
I know what you're talking about.
Damn it, I can't think of it.
I don't know.
I was hoping Scott was gonna pull that out of his ass from my vague description.
No, I know what you're talking about. I can't think of it. This one was I'll say one more from my little set list here. I think this one was one, and I stand by this for a long time. But like you'll hear girls
the control.
Oh, control.
Yeah, control group
in an experiment.
Right, exactly.
You're the control. Well, not the control, and he's the actual experiment.
The X Factor is my hand.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what Pierce Morgan was thinking about with the or Simon Cowell. Was
Yeah, I was
thinking
gonna say yes. Got Simon Cowell over here, got Paul Abdul over here. Like,
that'd be a great show. It'd get ratings, I think. So I used to do this joke, and I stand by this
that
concept.
is just you clicked on the wrong thing in chat roulette.
Whoops,
That's
whoops,
not a good
whoops,
joke.
whoops, whoops, back out. Clear history.
I stand by this, and I think that looking at this, I think I could bring this back if I learned to write it better. But I used to have this idea, this theory that like girls that will complain about having small breasts, like, oh, confidence issues or this or that or whatever they think about it. And I was like, give me a break, okay? I don't want to hear it because, like, for one, guys will bang girls no matter what size their boobs are. There's guys that like smaller ones. There's guys that like bigger ones. But guys with small dicks can't really. You can like get. It doesn't matter as far as like what size your breasts are. Guys with small dicks can't do nothing about it. The surgeries aren't good. The pills aren't whatever. From what I know, I not. Don't promise myself, but
I
know. But I used to have this concept of just the idea of like, shut up, guys will all have this idea. Oh, I don't have confidence because I have so smaller. Like, talk to a dude with a 2-inch penis and see how he goes through life. You know what I mean? You want to talk about confidence issues?
Yeah. No, you
go ahead.
And I know this is almost a cliche to say, but men truly do not care.
They don't.
They don't.
And the thing is, there's just enough guys out there that if for some reason a dude is into just a little bigger breast, he'll find another girl. There are plenty of guys out there that will not care that you have. So it's like, girls give that to themselves, I think. Just like how girls get on high heels and like their eyebrows, most of that is for themselves. It is not for men. I just don't believe it.
You're right. If you have a micro penis, like that's going to be a problem.
That is way worse.
It's going to be a problem.
Way worse than smaller breasts, dude.
Yeah.
Way worse.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, typically the thing is not like women are comparing their tits to small dicks. I think they know that they're worse. I feel like they don't bring that up in the conversation because then they lose.
Yeah, they don't call them micro tits.
and the thing is, with a micro penis, like I never know when you as a guy when you would be able to bring that up. When would be the time that you would, when
it's out.
That's going to be awkward as hell.
Drunk and it's out, right?
You can't bring it up. I feel like you have to have the sexual experience,
and then you're there, and then you get to see the reaction.
I didn't really feel anything. Yeah, or something along those. I don't know.
I mean, if you want to talk about old stand-up bits, that is actually the concept for, I think, maybe the first stand-up bit I ever wrote.
Oh, really?
What somebody should do if they have like a tiny dick.
Yeah. Yep.
What was like the premise of it? I guess. I mean, that's the premise, but I mean,
comics are always talking about their small dicks.
Yeah, and then so being like, what would you actually do? Like, what's the strategy? And basically,
right?
Like, get her clothes off quick, get her invested in it, like
get her invested.
Yeah. I don't know. It was not. I don't know if it would land in 2022.
Sounds a little Dennis to me.
Dennisism, yeah.
It really was.
The second part wasn't so Dennis-y. It was more like having a conversation where you use a lot of puns.
Yeah.
It's not a big problem. It's not a big issue. But...
Yeah. That makes sense. Go ahead.
I forgot about that half. You shockingly remembered it better.
Well, we did write that together.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So these are going to be a list of things I decided at one point that I needed to start working on at open mics. And you see how old this is because you can see like my handwriting's obviously garbage.
It's all like crinkly.
And it's all this is old shit.
Like,
this is
got stains on it.
So like one of the
coffee stains or something.
Yeah, it is that. And so like one of these, for example, I look at this like
it's coffee.
Yeah,
right.
It's not.
Like I look at this one, for example, a joke revolving around the iPod DJ. And it was all about the idea that when you go to a club and some DJ is like, I'm a DJ, but really he's just using his iPod or something.
Okay. I was thinking like,
I don't know.
That is bullshit.
That is bullshit.
Like, what are you? Like, you're just an outfit and hair at that point.
Yeah. Or like a big like head thing they got on or lights or whatever they got going on.
Right.
That's all they are. Yes.
Yeah.
I had this one. I'm not trying to keep looking back at some of these and feeling like I could keep telling them, but I mean, I think I could
change it up. But like
this one was, yeah.
No,
sorry, dude. I sorry talked over you. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
This one, dude, about drug addicts and the idea of like, why do drug addicts get this big fucking parade when they stop doing drugs? And it's like, whereas in somebody that went their whole life without just living good and shit, and they're like, this guy's been doing heroin, banging whores and stuff, and then he's off drugs, and they're like, what a hero. So brave, my man. So brave. You're a great dude. It's like, what about those first terrible years that he was molesting, or not molesting, but like abusing his body and other people and stuff.
Yeah, you never call people who are just doing good brave.
No, those are just regular people going
Living
through
their
it.
lives, just like happy, sometimes sad, sometimes.
To be fair though, with a drug addict, I feel like it's
Struggle through.
Yeah, and you're
like,
trying to
hell.
balance it out where you're like, no, there was a point where you were like a real piece of shit.
Yeah.
No, I know, and obviously,
Or,
again,
like,
there's
I'm gonna
always
leave you alone in a room.
Yeah.
So now I gotta be like, no, now he's great. Like balance.
Keep that up, buddy.
no, I know what you're saying. Like, but again, it's a joke. You got to remember, it's not like obviously, it's just kind of a thought. But at the time, I just remember, I think for some reason, like some people like really coming off of like bad shit, and people just like, oh my god, they're not shooting up heroin anymore. Good for you, dude. And it's like, I'm over here like just in my mild, drinking phase. I drink a few beers. No one gives me a fucking parade because I'm not.
I really hate
beating...
it when it's celebrities too. Like, wow, Robert Downey Jr. Like, good job, fucking just being wealthy and good looking. Like,
right, for sure. I'm
struggling through that.
I'm trying to. Okay, so this one I used to do a lot. The idea of not wanting to die alone. And how people and how dumb it is.
You and the rest, solid concept for life in general. Don't want to die alone.
No, but like the idea that people are dumb for having that thought, because the reality is, like, I think I used to go down this line of like, even if you marry someone and they're your soulmate and you live for 20 years together, like, unless you sit there like in that moment, I think it'd be like one person's gonna die before the other person, so one of you is getting fucked. And now you're older and fatter and no one wants to date you. So it's like this race to like who's going to be the first to go, because then you have someone there comforting you. The one who dies second doesn't get shit. No one cares about that person. No one's there for that person.
And people will be like, oh, they died of a broken heart. Like, no, they just looked at their prospects and they were like, it's my time to die now.
Right. They looked around and like, what am I doing here? What am I doing here?
Cynical look at someone dying from a broken heart going,
but think about that.
They're just like, yeah, I'm out. This is a no.
No, but that is totally real though. Think about that. So you're a couple, let's say the perfect couple, dude, soulmates, together for 50 years. Yep. But one person, unless they die together, one person dies, and now you're 80 years old, and now you're just like, well, I'm fucked, because they're gonna die alone. And they did all the right things. They found their soulmate. They sat there. They didn't cheat, I guess.
You got 50 years of life with that person.
But they're dying alone still, though.
Yeah.
And I will say, like, I've brought up before, like, I grew up an only child. I value my free time. Imagine a situation where you know your time's running out and you're like surrounded by your loved ones and you're having to like emotionally manage and humor them. You're just like, get out of here. I want my alone time for the last like.
What a jackass you are! Your friends and family want to like be there for your death, and you're like, get the fuck out of here.
Also, to be fair, by the way, there's a chance they might have had children and stuff. So
I was thinking that. I was gonna say the kids.
They could have kids.
And if you're together for 50 years, you have kids. So
not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Well, typically she, because they live longer.
It's funny. Look at this.
So then you're that grandparent, like your kids are coming. Like your kids are like, yeah, I guess we're gonna go fucking visit grandma. Like,
look at
that's
this.
Just being old. That has nothing with dying alone.
So by the way, look at you won't be able to read this because how we're doing this, unfortunately. But like, look at I used to try to legit write out these jokes like in long form. And then I would like here. I'll try. You won't.
I used to do that too a long time ago. Yeah,
like
same
full
thing.
on.
Where you write it out like word for word.
Right, and it's like I never ever would do it like that, but I would always feel like I needed to, because if I didn't, you needed it there. I felt like somewhere. So then at least, even though I would change it all the time, there would be about. Oh my God! Look at how terrible this one is. Look how. I remember when I came out with this too. It says joke about a cell phone app that you hook up to your phone and talk into it like an old school phone. a joke, I guess. Like you would hook up an app.
Essentially, an app that would be a phone.
You would hook up a cord to your iPhone, and then you would talk on a cord through your iPhone like it was a regular phone.
Why? To what end?
To what end?
I don't know. And not only, and this isn't an invention idea. This is a joke.
Say Shark Tank, man. Check it and see if they're into it.
No, this isn't even an invention. This is a joke concept. It says joke about a cell phone. Oh no, you know what it was? I was working at Kohl's at the time, and there was something like that. You could hook up to your regular phone and talk on the phone. And so I was saying a joke about that. Now that I think about it.
Okay. Not coming up with the concept of an app that just is a phone.
Look at this, by the way. This
It's just your phone.
I'm gonna read.
What about
this.
if you had a rotary phone?
I have one still, by the way. I still have a rotary phone in my room here, actually. I could
last time you used it?
Long time ago. I will say it was my grandparents, so I kept it because it was like kind of it was theirs, and it was like so it's sentimental. Who would I call on it?
Yeah,
I mean I have to do all the numbers. The only number I know by heart is my home phone number or my own phone number, my cell phone. So I'd have to call my parents' house or my cell phone.
You don't know anybody else's number by heart?
No. 911.
my parents and mine. I don't think I knew anybody else.
Well, my home would be my parents' home. I know I live there too, but I'm just saying, like, so I could call home if I was in trouble, I suppose.
Yeah. Or
my cell phone. Now this one will be interesting. I'm not gonna pre-read this, but because I feel like it could be troublesome, based on the second word.
I'm down with it being
stupid bitch on this year's GoDaddy commercial, admitting her and her friends go after quote unquote ugly guys in the bar to make them feel better. That was a joke I was trying to work on.
Was that a real commercial?
Yes, it was.
It had to be.
There was a real commercial. There was I don't remember it fully now, but there was some GoDaddy. I mean, it was just satire, but there was some GoDaddy commercial where some girls were like, I think admitting like, oh, we hit on quote unquote ugly guys at the bar to make themselves feel better. But listen, word of this stupid bitch on this year's GoDaddy commercial. Oh my God. That's not good. That's not.
I do have like bitch is an interesting word too because
I know
you can't as a guy you really can't call a woman a bitch, but like it's a great word to call another guy.
I know. It's you used to be able to back in the good old days.
Right.
But.
Very demeaning. I'd say it's pretty disrespectful. It slaps. Yeah, you'll get punched in the face. You will get slapped. You call a dude a bitch.
By the way, look at. I'll read this. This is the joke. This was my attempting to write up a joke for the phone attachment. It says, "Saw this phone attachment." God, if I can read my own writing, saw this phone attachment.
No.
Yeah. This isn't gonna work. That is an old school phone with a cord that you attach to your cell phone. Isn't that taking away from the whole point of the cell phone? Why it's.
I feel like that would land in whatever store you were at. Like you knew what was going on.
I feel like I'm having a stroke. I can't follow this.
I can't even read. I'm trying to read more of it, and I literally can't read what I was trying to say. I would read it all if I could. I can't. I mean, it's just like
it all.
I have words here and there. Like I said, like, why is it? Look at you guys. I know you can't see it very well, but try to look at this word that I wrote. Like, my Lord, I'll put my finger right there, like this word, right.
You're not.
Oh my God.
Here, this word right where my finger's at.
That looks like NMO. It's just a random. It's not a letter, and then L.
What isn't it? Backwards?
NMOB. I mean, it's not supposed to. No, you got it kind of right. I mean, it's like NMO.
Yeah, that is absolute gibberish.
This other one, I can imagine someone buying this if it's like so old school. This is awesome.
Are you still going on about the fucking phone?
I'm trying to read my joke.
No, I know, but just the idea of you're like, dude, this is a solid. I'm gonna get 5 minutes off of this fucking phone.
I mean,
You're really steering into the.
well, I think, yeah. I mean, oh, dude,
phone with a cord.
I forgot about this joke, dude. This is, I think that I'll stand by this one. This is a good one. I used to have a joke I would say, and say the idea was like to make a new condom look old. And that was, we were going on a date with a young lady and you're hoping that she's kind of slutty. So you want to have a condom, but you don't want her to think you think she don't want she to think you think she's slutty. So if you pull out a brand new condom, she's going to think, oh, he just has this condom all the time. He bought this condom because he thinks I'm going to put out. So you should take a condom, buy a condom and crinkle it up and give it a little wear and tear effect. So that when you
a girl,
what is the concept? Okay, so you crinkle up the condom,
right? So that when you pull it out, you're responsible enough that you have one, but not like a total player or that you just assume she was easy, and so you have brand new ones ready to go.
Has a new condom ever prevented you from having sex? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. An old condom, I believe, could.
Yeah, I feel like, I'm not having sex with you because that's an old.
No. Well, the key would be is that it would just look
better to have unprotected sex.
The key would be is that it would just look slightly worn, like you just had it for a week or so.
How does this make you look like less of a player?
I just can't imagine a world where you're about to have sex. A girl goes, "Is that a new condom?" and then she's like, "Oh, I ain't no slut." You were about to sleep with me, and the brand new condom.
I love the idea of taking out an old condom and just like.
Putting it in some dirt or something.
So maybe this one doesn't.
Just like let me shake off this condom.
Maybe there's some holes in the plan here, I guess.
Yeah. There's just a little moth.
And in the condom, also in the condom.
I mean, it was. You know what's funny? When I say stand by it, I think it's a good concept for a 10-year-old. I mean, this was probably 8 to 10 years ago. I was writing these, so I think that's a good concept, like a funny concept.
It
is, but it's insane.
Yeah, it's my favorite concept you've had so far.
It has plenty of problems, Tyler. It is not really like in reality. If you think about it, there's a lot that doesn't make sense about it.
Here, just excuse me for a minute. Just blow drying this condom.
This one's
doing in the bathroom with all those condoms that'll make them look a little warm.
No, what I would say is that I'd buy a new one and just crinkle it out with my hands a little bit and stuff like that, like because you were just gonna buy it on the way to the thing, on the way to the date. So you just like kind of in your hands, kind of give it a little.
I've done this.
No, but I mean.
Okay, I mean he's literally saying, and then you crumple it.
Well, and when I would explain it on stage, that's how I would say it.
Big. That makes sense.
I also wrote this one.
It felt very real.
I think I might be able to read this. We'll see. Girls should have to have their relationship status on Facebook. Like this idea of like just nothing there. It should say single, married. Like because I think I was just like, why am I wasting all these fake, flirty likes and stuff on your page? And
I'll admit.
Why am I wasting all these likes on your page?
Exactly. I really get it. Yeah, put that shit on there.
I think here. Let me see if I can read this one. Go ahead, Scott.
Okay, I got to tell you this real quick because I've always thought an adjacent concept that I have actually kind of played with because I think it's very odd is when somebody has that they're divorced on their.
Yeah.
Like, put single. Why would you ever put divorce? What is that?
Right.
It's just single, but with baggage.
Yeah, I mean, I would say with that
you went through that bullshit.
Why?
Also, I would say
got upfront about your divorce
on your Facebook.
Yeah,
hey,
maybe you want some sympathy. Maybe you want some like.
I would also say that that's all.
No, it's not a good look.
It's not a good but the thing is, I would say that person is at least being open where you're not showing up and they're like, oh, by the way, I'm divorced or something. Yeah. In a way, that's at least giving you information that it doesn't help you as the divorced person, maybe, but at least it's giving. But you're giving information to the people out there.
Here's my thing. Facebook is not a dating app.
Yeah, but it is. It is and it isn't. It isn't exclusively a dating app, but people do meet up because of it.
Again, here's fundamentally the problem to me is like when you are around somebody or something like, and all of a sudden you're having a good time, and then they bring up that they're divorced. Mood killer. Nobody's.
I agree. That's my point, though. I'm saying at least they're putting the information.
So you're doing this on Facebook. You're just like, hey, let me check out this person's Facebook. Let me see what they're all about. Oh, okay, now I know about their fucking divorce.
Well, but that's my point, though. I would say that's
you avoid that conversation.
Yeah, I think then you're putting it up right up front.
Them, they're like, he's divorced. Whatever. That's a part of his whole thing.
I put widowed. I'd rather you put widowed.
Well, but that's not the same. Yeah, okay, I got you.
That's way worse. That's way worse.
I think
divorce.
I just think it's like in a way. I'm not saying I get what you're saying. I do. I just think in a way on that person's part, at least they're giving information versus hiding information.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, but it's information you don't need to be handing. It's information you don't want to say and I don't want to hear.
It should be. Let's see. It should be. My Lord, Eric.
Juicy gossip. Like if I see somebody put that on their thing, I'm into it.
Here, I don't even know if I can't even get this based on the context. It should be a word that begins with R. It should be required. Oh, gotta be required. Look at my required here. That's required.
Wow, if you had made me guess, I would have said that was restored.
Yeah,
it should be required for girls to have their relationship status on Facebook, I think. I am sick of all this. What is it? I'm sick of that blank where it does not shy. What am I? Is this Charlie Day writing this? My God. where it does not.
I make big joke now.
Me date
date.
It says, I am sick of that blank where it does not say anything by the relationship. Let's be honest. When any guy is scanning or accepting Facebook requests, what's the first thing he's looked for is a relationship. I can't read this. I just can't read my writing. These are great jokes that I can't read anymore. Unfortunately,
these are all great. Good stuff.
I've canceled myself.
Next page.
I've canceled myself. And by canceling myself, I mean I can't read them, so I can't tell them again anyway. Like I would have to rewrite it. I will say this one in this notebook.
Men be forced to also have their relationship status?
I don't really care about men, but they probably should. do what you do.
Girl does. Everybody involved in the relationship.
Yeah. Oh. Shit. You went away. They went away there for a little bit.
Oh, you're the worst, Scott.
I think you're back. You just got like.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you are.
Second. Yep.
Hey.
I will say this: in this notebook, I do have the first actual joke that you can hear me now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The first joke that, in my opinion, I finally wrote that was good, funny, knew when you were supposed to laugh, and worked. And that was this joke that you guys have heard me tell before, but it was just back in the day. But this joke about being a 28-year-old host at a restaurant. I'm not going to go into it too now, but that joke is my first, in my opinion. And when did I write that? In 13. And I started comedy in 2011. So that's like 11 years, in my opinion, where I got to a joke that, in my opinion, was like, this is good.
Yeah.
There is very much a laugh break here. There's very much, and I'm not going to repeat the joke too much here now. Not that it matters.
11 years you were doing it?
No. I started in 2011, and that was 2013. So
I was like, dude, I was like 11 years.
So like that was.
You need to quit.
Well, some people might say that now. They would
2
say
years. 2 years.
there's arguments to be said. So like 2 years. There's arguments to be say that people might agree with that even right now. I remember writing a big joke for a long time, trying to write a joke about those parents that would put Facebook family stickers on their car, or not Facebook. They would put family stickers on their car.
Family ones.
Yeah, like oh, mom, dad, and blah blah blah. Let me see what else I got.
Oh, you know what's one of my favorite like weird things? I don't know if you've ever seen is like those like scraped off.
Yeah. Oh, geez. How awkward.
Yeah, what happened? A drunk driver just take your whole family, or you get a divorce?
Yeah.
That's the like sticker version of I got a divorce.
And it's also weird.
Yeah. No,
Your
agreed.
divorce is a thing you bring up like in very specific situations in private conversation.
No, I agree.
I love that somebody would scrape it up. That is the best thing ever.
It is the saddest.
And
Yeah,
you
that's so
gotta
sad.
leave the outline. You can't
Yeah.
like scrape the whole thing and just be one dude out the car.
Which would also be hilarious as a bachelor and get one of those family things. But it's just you, it's just a
Throw
dude.
away your family.
Right.
One
No.
guy.
No, you're right, dude. That's funny. I don't know if I've ever actually seen them crossed out, but that is funny. And I remember always
seen
thinking
them
they were.
scraped
I've
off.
seen them scraped off. I have definitely seen them
Yeah.
scraped off.
That's crazy, man. I wonder what happened. I want to know in that story what happened.
That's what I'm saying. They die in a car crash.
Well, the thing is, you could ask because that person does want to talk about
Oh,
Oh, 100% they do.
definitely want to talk about it.
it.
So I'm gonna end
Like
with
one child was missing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end with this kind of last one in this book for the most part, and I think it's really antiquated now. This is kind of antiquated at this point because whatever. But like I wrote this thing about the idea of like the 2-day. Remember back in the day, there was kind of this thing of like I think this is gone now, but like you'd get a girl's number at a bar or wherever, and like you were supposed to wait 2 days to like. Because you didn't want to look desperate, but you didn't want to wait till or whatever. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that is an old thing.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, for sure. That's a 10-year ago concept, if for sure, and it might have even been gone 10 years ago.
Yeah, if you
'Cause-
did that now, that you'd be like, oh, they're not interested in me. They didn't like,
Yeah.
like at all. They didn't talk to me for 2 fucking days.
Now, to be
Like,
fair,
after
my take on it was that I thought it was stupid. I said a 2-day rule is stupid. I said I think all the game I think all the games we do, the start of a relationship are stupid. Stands out to me as a 2-day rule. You know what I mean. What an asshole. You know what I mean. Written out in the joke. Like after you get a girl's phone number, you need to wait 2 days because you don't want to look desperate and didn't you already like my concept is like, dude, you asked a girl for her number. Why are you asking for her number if you're not already dead? Like you're trying to get a number.
Yeah.
What do you mean you want to look that? So like you asked her. There was a reason you asked the number. Like there's a reason you did it. Why is this waiting 2 days to like, well, I don't want to look like a weirdo. Like I already just asked a stranger at the bar for her phone number. Like
Yeah.
And the other option is you're like, well, I want to look like I'm busy. And it's like, nobody's busy.
And you think that this girl you asked at the bar, you're like, hey, this has been kind of fun. Can I get your number? Like, yeah. And then you're like, well, I don't want her to think I'm not just sitting around wanting to call her. So let me wait 2 days to make sure.
Like she's sitting there like, yeah, that guy must be out there at his board meeting.
I know. Obviously, that's why he hasn't called yet.
Right.
Because I said, didn't you already basically the fact that you at closing time of the bar ask some chick for her number? Isn't that desperate enough? Like, what is this game you're playing, guy? Like, let her wait 2 days.
Right.
But for anyone listening, I don't think that's been a thing for a while now. But that was like a kind of a concept for back in the day.
It definitely was.
Like I don't know. Like, right? I'm not wrong, Tyler. You've heard of that before, right? Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think with texting and social media and all that stuff, like that's gone out the window. I would imagine at this point. Well, that was a trip down memory lane for me for sure. Some of that stuff is still gold. I think it's going to be making its way into the sets at a bar near you.
Right, possibly, maybe even at Mulligan's this Sunday.
Yeah,
maybe.
I don't even need to write new stuff. I got a whole 10
Not
minutes
this
right
Sunday, but next Sunday.
Oh, man, I
Right.
can't wait till everybody's just talking about how that phone wire bit.
I know.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it went viral.
Or maybe I should talk about
talking about it, and it kept getting funnier.
what about a hot take on the GoDaddy commercial from 2012? Like,
Yeah, bring like a PowerPoint website.
Right.
Commercial.
before I tell this bit, guys, you need to have some context. So here's a video.
Watch this.
Watch this little video.
I guess that's my 5 minutes,
And to
guys.
make it clear, she was let me look at my notes real quick. A stupid bitch.
Yeah,
That stupid bitch.
Stupid bitch.
Right, that's what I have here, and that's what I said. So, okay, that was like I said, that was a trip down memory lane. No, you guys know what I'm talking about. Come on.
All right.
So, all right, that was my episode for this week.
Can I say very last thing about it too? I'm kind of amazed. This being 2011, I'm amazed. Stupid bitch was really the only questionable thing in there. You call it either gay or retarded. Or
I never really.
Nope, now we did.
I don't think I ever really said things were gay by the time I was doing
You didn't
stand-up.
say things were gay? Like
Not. I don't think so. By the time I was doing
No,
stand-up,
you
I think
don't?
I really don't. I don't think I ever. I swear to God, I'm not just trying to say that. I don't think on a stage. I'm not gonna. I don't think I ever said like.
You're actually right now. That was more of a teenage thing. That's probably more of like a 20 years ago.
And retard, the reason I went to said retard is not even because of social commentary, but it was like I always felt like those were the same thing as swearing, and I tried not to just. I'm not going to say retard. I'm not going to say I never said. I'm not going to say at some point I didn't say that's retarded.
Right now.
I'm saying it. I said it a few times, right? But I don't think I ever said something was gay on stage doing comedy. I think by the time I was doing comedy, I knew that you probably shouldn't say that on a stage or whatever like that.
Yeah.
I might have made. I did that one gay joke that you guys both know about, where I said like the idea of turning a guy gay and a girl turning a gay, but that wasn't me like calling something gay. That was
I mean like saying,
I'm not a gay or something, or that's fucking gay. Like, purple shoes. What am I, a homo or something? Like, anyway, that's it for this week, I guess, of the Two Hippies, One Drunk podcast.
Yep.
We're gonna see what we'll get into it later, but we'll see what we do for next week. But for now, that's it for now.
All right.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. We'll see you probably next week.
Okay. Bye.